Hello everyone, my name is Kazwin. To let you know, I'm here to give you a little snapshot into my Wednesday game, which is based in a homebrew area called Kreland in my own homebrew world. As of right now, we have a group of adventurers who are currently moving into their first dungeon or crypt. They're having to find a sacred flame that comes from the tomb of this saint from the local region. They're doing it to help out the mayor priestess of the town of Ravenwood. Now they're here for a much bigger plot, but it's just a little side job they agreed to do. Now while they've been here, it's been rather dramatic and violent too. They're finding out that things aren't right here, and that usually you wouldn't even have to contend with undead, but something has disturbed the crypt and something has corrupted the undead that were interred here. Now, before they went down to floor number 2, they found some manner of undead sentinel. The sentinel had one sentient, fleshy eye, and that creature could also speak to them in every language they could speak to it in. It was a dramatic battle where many of them were even teleported around the dungeon, but they would eventually win. Now, I'm going to introduce each character probably via text as we begin to get into the actual session itself. I'll give you a picture or at least their token and maybe a little bit of information about them. That way you could visually see that and know who is who and what they're all about. But what this little insight is going to be about is one member beginning to study that sentient eye that was picked up from that undead guardian. It's going to be dramatic and it will be rather dark, and I do hope you do enjoy it, and we can talk more about this later on, but here we go. Do me a favor and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna become an evil Dark Lord, guys.
I've never had this happen. All right. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna have to do it now. Okay. Professor, while Erdem Vaknov is currently chanting and you hear those abyssal words, and right now you can hear the flipping of pages from Gavyn, someone who you could picture being your own child in a different type of life or realm. You look at this eye, you begin to kind of ponder its merits and powers and what could be lying within it. What is this eye? What could it be about? Why is it here? What can it do? And you are suddenly overcome with the urge to see what it sees. You want to know so badly. You feel this urge, an urge that goes beyond any of the previous choices you've made, even to marry many of your ex-wives. It's that very powerful. And oh boy, here we go. All right. Let me roll this real quick. I've never had to do this. I don't know how to fucking take it. Professor, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God damn it. All right. You are compelled to do something that wouldn't be natural, but the power of this curse is so potent that you feel the need to. You begin to sweat. There's beads of sweat now beginning to form over your brow. You're beginning to shake because something is telling you that you shouldn't do it, but there's a louder voice in your head that's telling you, do it now. You need to see what this eye sees. You want to know what it's able to view in life. And so you begin to plunge your fingers into, and roll a 1d2, please.
Oh.
You begin to claw your fingers into your right eye, plunging it in. You're feeling pain. Whether you scream or not is up to you, but you begin to scoop it like a spoon and you rip out your eye. And you will be taking 15 points of necrotic damage as you do so.
Oof. Okay.
Now, what happens here is that those tendrils, you open up the jar. The tendrils begin to kind of slowly crawl out, and you see that the eye is now beginning to move towards your face. The eye is now beginning to move towards that empty socket where there's blood. All of you are able to hear whatever sound he made at this point, but it happens so instantaneously. The eye crawls into its proper home, its newfound place. And so, into that empty socket, you now have a different colored eye. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what you have gained as an ability because of this. You can see normally while the Eye of Terran remains in the socket, but you can choose to close your other eye to see through its magically enhanced lens using a bonus action. Looking through the eye grants you dark vision up to 120 feet. Not only that, you're able to peer through both magical and non-magical darkness using it. The eye moves slower than a normal eye, leaving slight trails and motion blurs behind it as you look through it. While looking only through the Eye of Terran, you have disadvantage on any attack you make, as well as any ability checks that you make that rely on depth perception. You can open the other eye and regain your normal vision using another bonus action. And there's one more thing that I'm just going to link to you in a DM that you'll be able to do with it. But Professor, this is what happened, and all of you would have heard his scream of pain as he has lost his own eye.
I'm now Uchiha, Professor. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, my eye! Oh!
He's become corrupted. Tatanka gets up and grapples the professor and holds him down.
Okay, Professor, are you contrasting this? Are you trying to stop him, or what is going on here?
The professor's just gonna be like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to hug me? What are you doing?"
Gavyn!
What's going on? What's going on?
Pull out the bad eye!
Wait, what? You want me to pull it out?
Yes, we must remove it from him.
Don't be silly. I'm 370 years old. I can decide what I do.
You just had an undead eye crawl its way into your empty eye socket after you pulled out your own eye.
Yeah, this wasn't what I had in mind when we were gonna look into it.
Can I look over and gleam if it's possible to even remove the eye without killing the professor? See, of the sort of magical fucking nature that just happened.
Give me 1 minute to read what Matt sent me. Wait.
Yeah, I would be crawling up and looking.
Yeah. Give me a moment to read. Yeah.
Okay. And what I will go on and add, and all of you can see what's here, is that to actually remove it, it would require you to remove the curse. To do so in any other way would probably irreparably damage the professor, who is now a
I would be
host
dead,
to
by
it.
the way, if it's minus 15 again.
No, you wouldn't. I can tell Death to fuck off.
Oh man, there's some. Dude, this is really strongly reminiscent of some.
Yep.
Tatanka's feeling some ways right now, boy.
Oh
You
boy.
okay there?
If we need to pull the eye out. What if he takes over? What if he becomes something else?
The professor,
we cannot take the eye out.
the professor just gonna hold out his hand and he's gonna say if you want the eye to go out, look, put me down first. Will you put me down? Because you were holding on to me?
Put you down.
Listen, not everything that looks unnatural is scary. And as the professor holds out his hand, he lets the eye pop out as an action and get on my hand and command it.
I punched the eye.
That's just gonna hurt me.
Oh boy. Okay. Go ahead and make a improvised attack, please. Oh my god.
Oh man, you're gonna kill me for real.
Let's see what happens. Oh my god, he rolled in that one. Okay. Yeah, so you punch.
Can I do this recklessly?
Yeah.
You're reckless punching?
He's reckless punching. Oh my god.
Recklessly punching this eye.
I think the AC
scary.
is 12.
Yeah, the AC is 12, so you'll need to roll to hit as well.
The AC is 12. That's
yeah.
Oh no, that is a 1d20 plus 3. That should be my unarmed punching.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so now we just need to do the damage for an unarmed attack strike,
which would be 1 plus my strength mod, so 4 points of damage.
It's still alive.
Yeah, no, you hit it, and there's a wet squelching sound as it kind of flies off into the corner of the room. but it's able to move. It looks like it is sentient at this point. But as soon as it pops out, you just punch it. You go, you just hit
I'm
it
just gonna
with your
have
big
it
hand.
go back into my eye socket. Like, ow! If you kill it, I won't be able to see.
What? This.
What?
Am I the only one? This does not bother any one of.
No, I have some reservations as well.
I'm still chanting.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the corner.
I just imagine us like all focusing on the eye, and behind us, Aradam is like there's tentacles coming out of his ears and mouth.
But we don't notice it because we're handling this. But every now and then, Dune's looking over and he's.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Okay.
I understand that not understanding it is scary, but it will help us. It will help me help you all. And I kind
have
of
a
point.
dead man's eyeball in your eye socket, and you're trying to rationalize.
I point at your weapon. Doesn't your weapon do harm as well?
That it's an inanimate weapon made from the jawbone of an animal that I slew.
But there's a lot of weapons and items that have life, and you can use them. This isn't different than that. It's the one who uses it, and I'm using it.
If I had a weapon that crawled its way into my eye socket, I would probably get rid.
Well, but you are you, and you have horns, and I don't.
Can you get rid of it, really? Like we saw you pop it out, but does it stay out?
I can control it.
That doesn't sound reassuring.
Well, you just have to trust me. Ho ho ho!
Yet again.
I can also see in the dark, so I can peep on girls more. Ho ho ho!
I am generally crying with laughter.
We will finish this discussion once
Tatanka?
we are out of this horrible place.
I'm with you on this, Tatanka, but from what I know,
Beyond this, he clawed out his own eye and then put a dead man's eye into his own socket. I cannot be the only one that this is
It's a
insane.
bit unsettling.
it would be very. In fact, it is very unsettling, but it is a magical item. As such, we cannot treat it as so easy. Yes. I mean, do you know of any eyes that can pop
forbidden,
itself out?
forbidden, cursed, should be destroyed.
Precisely, it is cursed. Therefore, we can't just simply dispose of it without potentially killing the professor.
You don't want to kill me, do you?
I warned you. I warned you not to mess with.
We'd be doing one of his ex-wives a disservice.
Well, yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah.
Just start stroking his beard thinking about it.
And briefly, Gavyn is flicking at his original eye on the ground with his boot toe. It's on the ground. Yeah.
Do I have a vial to put it? Yeah, I'll put it in the original vial.
Okay.
In case I need to switch them out later. Don't put your feet on it. I can see that.
Is there any way we could purify it somehow?
You mean my floor eye?
Just everything about you. What do you mean? I'm just concerned the eyeball might have corrupted you, was all. How can we know it's not in control?
Well, okay. And I'm gonna open my bag and I'm gonna grab a vial of holy water because I have that.
I'm so glad you said bag.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just gonna take a sip from the holy water. See?
That professor, that generally means that you are not undead.
See, that's a good thing. Ho ho ho!
But it doesn't dissuade us that the eye might be controlling you, Professor. You are not undead, therefore I mean, how are you even a professor?
I will keep a watch on him. Should he begin to turn, I'll be the one to put him down.
And
Why is
Jesus Christ!
am I
Turns
the
to
only
what?
am I the only one to think this whole Hagen's tomb thing has got this whole weird eye obsession? Well,
I'm no. Yeah.
He just like he like points at the rucksack with the spider.
that thing keeps blinking at me.
Oh,
The professor is gouging its eyes out, and Erdem has tentacles coming out of his eyes every now and again. But none of you believe me.
No, I
he's
don't.
totally normal.
He's ignoring it.
What are you talking about?
He's doing it right. He's doing it. And it's like, blah, blah.
I'm done, by the way, so he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, see, he's totally normal.
He was.
Professor, you have no say. Not right now.
What do you mean I always have a say?
I don't know if I can even exist in the same room as you right now because you're bringing up a lot of baggage.
I mean, I'm gonna stop focusing on the minor illusion of my horns and just focus on that weird eye in his socket and like make it look like the other one. It's like, does that help? I mean, it doesn't help me, but visually it makes it look better.
Can you give me an eye patch? Well, at least that would look cool. Ho pirate gnome!
I immediately stop and just focus back on my horns. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna go in this corner, and I'm gonna have a little internal mental breakdown. If anyone needs me, I'm gonna scream a little bit, and I'm gonna walk behind this pillar on the right, and I'm just gonna get my satchel, and I'm just gonna scream into it.
I'm sorry, that's not a professor. That's me.
You just hear in the corner, it's like,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
god.
Go sit in a corner as well and just keep my eyes on Giovanni.
Oh my god. Yeah, and while that's going on, Gavyn rigs an eye patch with cloth and leather strips in his bag. The professor, you can choose what your original eye color is, of course, but the one that you now have is a complete and startling gold in its iris.
Oh shit, okay. I had just black eyes, but dark eyes, but no, that's interesting.
Is there any way we could purify it somehow?
You mean my floor eye?
Just everything about you.